So this is a really good question. A lot of kids get this one wrong, and it's not immediate at first, but once you know the concept, I think it's fine. So let's look at this. Like her husband, right? Percy Shelley, Mary Shelley was a romantic writer. I know this is not even underlined, but I think you should take note of this because like means what? Person to person, so that fits, right? You're gonna run into that question somewhere else. Was a romantic writer. Okay, end of one sentence idea. So that could be what? An independent clause, and then they combine it with and, which is part of fanboys or coordinate conjunction. So right now, so far, it's independent clause, coordinate conjunction. Okay, and it says her and Percy influence each other's work. Okay, that's fine because each other's work means they go back and forth influencing each other. Right? Except what is wrong in the answer choice A? Right? Her is not a subject. Right? Not a subject. And how can you check? You could get rid of and Percy. Right? Her influence each other's work. Now, is that a correct sentence? No, because the subject should be what? She influenced his work. Right? And vice versa. Her is an object. Right? And if you don't know what an object is, go on the internet and learn it. But basically, they're things that receive the action. So, you have like him, her, right? As opposed to what? He and she, which are the subjects, right? That's the difference. And I know this maybe is a foreign concept, but you should really learn it because SAT doesn't test you on this, who versus whom. But it's directly related to this, right? ACT actually tests you on this, but it's directly related to this, and you have to know what the object is in order to answer the question. But think about this. Many people say, who did you speak to? But the answer to that question is, a lot of people say, a lot of people ask that question, who did you speak to? But that's wrong because the correct answer to that question should be what? I spoke to her, I spoke to him, and him is what? An object. Right? It's an object. So it should be what? Whom did you speak to? And I know maybe that sounds a little bit like, hey, I know this or whatever. That's why people maybe purposely say, who did you speak to? Right? But that has to do with subject and object. Anyway, so look that up and you understand why, that doesn't work. But what about B? B says, she and Percy having influenced. Okay, so she is correct. And Percy, that fits together, except this idea is incomplete. They didn't finish anything. Having influenced each other's work. Right? It doesn't say they have influenced each other's work. It just says having. So they were in the middle of doing something and nothing happened. Right? So we can't have B. What about C? Herself, and again, this is same ing, right? As having, doing, incomplete. Right? Except in this case, it's even worse because it has what? It has a reflexive pronoun over here, right? She influenced herself, right? Herself and Percy influencing. So I don't know how that would work, but it logically does not make any sense, right? So you're left with D and E. Let's look at D and E. The two of them both influence each other's work. So that's good because why? This is the two is a subject. And influence is the verb over here. The two influence each other's work. That's a perfect sentence. Except the problem is what? Both. Two and both, they basically mean two. Right? Both of them did this. The two of them did that. Right? So this would be redundant. It's another redundant, this phrase you could get rid of. It's a redundancy problem. Right? What about E? She and Percy influenced. So she is a subject, right? That works. And Percy also subject. They're actually compounded together. Influence each other's work. The two of them went back and forth and influenced each other, right? So a lot of kids pick D, a lot of kids, and they're wondering why D is incorrect, but it's a redundancy error,